news. 79th Halas, what it is, what it do. Since Bobby Ingham, Curtis Ennis, know that we been loyal even when we wasn't winning. A trusted source for the news. 79th Halas.
I don't know why that delay was going on, but I was trying to put myself in the room. Anyway, you weren't trying to enter me at the same time, were you? Okay. Anyway, we are here. 79th and Halas, episode 230. It's your guys, Scott and Flows. We apologize for the couple second delay at the beginning of this podcast because I don't know why the fuck it wasn't put me in the StreamYard room. But anyway, we are here, and for the first time in almost a calendar year, it is a victory. Well, if you listen to this today on Patreon, a victory Sunday, and if you listen to this tomorrow on the regular feed, a victory Monday here. First time in almost a calendar year, the Bears win 40-20 over the Washington Commanders this past Thursday night in Washington, D.C., which actually isn't in Washington, D.C. It's in fucking Landover, Maryland, which is about 45 minutes to an hour outside of D.C., which I learned the fucking hard way heading to the stadium as my brother texted me, take a picture. He'd say, send a picture of the stadium. I'm like, nigga, I am not there yet. I am literally outside the stadium, but it's taking us 45 minutes to get in. We literally took us an hour and a half, like not even an hour and a half, but really about like an hour. We were literally outside the stadium. It took an hour to get into the stadium. The parking that the Commanders gave us was like, it was like on the other side of the stadium, but from the side of the stadium we entered in on Google Maps, it said 30 minutes just to get to that side of the parking. So I was like, look, we might have to pay the $5 and just pay for parking to get up in here because I'm be late. It's not gonna be a good look. And we left. Because shout out my man Pavy. We was downtown DC checking out all the sites. We saw the Washington Monument, the fucking
Game. That's the problem. You should have been at the game.
I'm not gonna be there 3 hours ahead of time. I only do that when you're there. I want to actually go see the fucking city. That's the point of going to other cities.
No, it ain't. The
So
point is to cover the game.
no, it's not. But we left 2.5 hours before the game starts. We be there good time, and then the parking sent us off. So, but anyway, shout out to the fucking parking lot people in the D lot. Who is like, oh, y'all got a green parking pass anyway, so you might as well park here. And it was actually good because the media lot was a whole fucking on the other end of the fucking stadium. It would have took us even longer time to get there. So by us getting through this lot, we were able to get to the entrance with no problem. But it is a shit stadium. I've finally met a stadium that is worse than Soldier Field. That is FedEx Field by far. They don't let nobody on the state. They don't let anybody on the field. So when I saw my credential, it said no field access. I was like, what the fuck? They don't let anybody on the field. They didn't let Amazon Thursday Night Football on the field. They don't let nobody on the fucking field. They did. Amazon did their post game show in the main concourse on the 100th level. Like, so Justin Fields did his interview over there. Magic Johnson did his interview over there. There was no field access whatsoever. But anyway, Bears won 40-20. Justin Fields for the second game in a row. Before the last 2 weeks, not in the last 2 weeks, the last calendar week. It was 2 games in the calendar week. He has not had a game with 4 touchdowns passing in his professional career. He did it twice in about 5 days, man. He went 15-29, 282, 4 touchdowns. Khalil Herbert, 10 carries, 76 yards. Justin Fields had 11 carries, 57 yards himself. Roshan had 19 yards before he got concussed. Khalil Herbert is out for the next couple of weeks with a high ankle sprain. We'll talk about that later in the show. But the story here was DJ Moore, of course, 8 receptions, 230 yards, 3 touchdowns. And if you are new to this podcast, of course, this is Scott and Flows. You want to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Barberchair Scott, at Flows Andolini. Follow the Barberchair Network at BarberchairNet on Twitter and IG. Follow 79th and Halas, 79th and Halas. Subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/Barberchair Network. If you're listening to this on Sunday, that means you are a barber. That means you're a Barberchair Patreon subscriber, and you just enjoyed a whole day of Bears stress-free football. We hope you enjoy it. And if you're listening to this to Monday, that means we're getting ready for Week 6 against the Minnesota Vikings, man. But how did you feel about the game before I give my personal account of being there?
I mean, it was probably their most complete game that they've played. Justin looked like the person that I thought he could be. I mean, the operation was quick. The ball got out of his hands quick, but also when he needed to hold on to the ball to go through his progressions, he did that. And when he got to the person that he needed to pass to, it was sharp. It was crisp. I mean, he had 2 touchdowns to DJ Moore that were just fantastic. Defensively, they still suck, but I think this highlights how much they probably should focus on defense and get another receiver in the draft. But offensively, man, it's just impressive. The offensive line, which is a makeshift hodgepodge of stuff, and they were setting some beautiful holes. Were protecting Justin well. Um, Luckily, I've watched the Bears long enough. I've covered them for 4 years to know to never get my hopes up. That would be foolish. But for other fans who are watching, I can understand if they got their hopes up watching that and saying, "Oh my goodness, the Bears are, they're going to turn around and all that." But it was actually fun to watch. I had fun watching the game.
Yeah, I mean, and when's the last time that we've had fun watching the Bears game? I think that was the number one thing. I think for me being there, it took a while for me to actually get into the game because I was trying to come to grips with how fucking tight it is in that damn press box. Like the one thing about FedEx Field that a lot of people we had people who was at the game too. Shout out Pierce, of course. One of the co-founders of this great company. He was at the game. Shout out to the homie Shakira. She was at the game. They said that it was a lot of elbow to elbow. And they're like, you were real bunched up with niggas in the crowd. It was the same thing in the fucking press box. We bunched up with people in the press box. And so it took a while for me to get in the game. The one thing I did like about the press box was it kind of reminded me a little bit. Remember Pittsburgh? Well, it's kind of like you were in the crowd, but this one is like even more in the crowd. Like I literally felt like I was like in like a suite kind of because we had the box, but we was like literally in the field. So it was a great view of the field, but it took a while to get into it. But it's like as soon as the game started, it's like he went deep to CJ. I'm not CJ, but DJ Moore. And so to me, I think with like you said, as far as getting your hopes up, and we'll talk about how they do think they can build from this. We can talk about that right now. But I think that to me, more than anything, is how the offense looked. Like I think that it's like it kind of reminds me a little bit of last year, where it took them 4 or 5 weeks to realize, oh, Justin has legs. Maybe we should use them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like these last 2 games realize, oh, we traded for a number 1 stud receiver. Maybe we should fucking throw him the football. And it worked in the game against Denver, and it worked the entire game in this game. They had no answer for him. And this is just the kind of guy that DJ Moore is. This isn't something about, oh, look what defense he played, which I hate that bullshit too, because if Justin got flame broiled by this defense, and by the way, Washington's defense is not bad. That defense is not bad like Denver's. I'm watching Denver and the Jets, and I can't believe they lost to these motherfuckers. So if you to me, it's like the Uchiwali of one mind. Which one is it? If you get cooked by a bad defense, he sucks. But if he cooks the bad defense like he's supposed to, it's just this so and so. He did what he had to do. DJ did what he had to do, and DJ's done this entire career with a whole bunch of bum ass quarterbacks. He's always put up numbers. So the fact that he's doing this with Justin, I feel like now they're getting a little rapport in, where it's like Justin is just like, oh, well, I know DJ's gonna get it. And more than anything, more than the actual better game planning that we've seen from Lou Getsy, to me is Justin looking more confident. And I said this on Tuesday when I was up at Halas Hall that I felt like Justin, I took a picture of him at the podium and I posted it on the 79th Halas page. And hope people was like, oh, the Bears they've defeated this man. Look, I'm like, no, Justin just has resting bitch face. Like he was actually like smiling and cracking jokes with us. I'm like, he's in a good fucking mood. So I was wondering if that was going to carry on. I was hoping that the devastation of Sunday's loss didn't change the way he played the game. We talked about that on the podcast last week, and it didn't. He coming out there free. He's confident in his throws, and he's throwing with anticipation. One thing that I did like, even though Cole Kmet fucked up on last Sunday, he didn't stop going to Cole. Now, there was one first down play where I saw he was literally waiting for Cole to get to a spot so the same bullshit don't happen last week. But you saw the confidence, and I kind of feel like this is something that he can take on and build on from here on out with the offense. I still think this team is going to be sorry. But I think offensively, this is what Bears fans anticipated, what this offense would look like going forward. I know a lot of people were disappointed about how the second half looked. I'm gonna shoot Lou Getsy some bail. He had no running back in that second half. He had no fucking running back. Khalil Herbert went down. Roshan Johnson went down. All you had was Kari Blasingame. Like, he's not. I think he's a fullback, right?
Sorry, I just saw the craziest interception. Sorry.
Who got picked off?
Zach was throwing it to Garrett, and it was a good pass. And it went through Garrett's arms and landed in the receiver's two knees, which he caught as a pick. It was Surtain.
It's been a BLT fest in the NFL this week. What's the score to that game? Are the Jets still winning?
The Jets up by 3.
Okay. But yeah, so to me, I feel like this is what Bears fans like, so outside of, let me go back to the point I was about to jump. So with no running backs, it was hard to switch it up. And so to seal the game, they threw it right to DJ. And by the way, very bad call by the referees with the DJ out of bounds thing. DJ was not out of bounds. And even if he was out of bounds, let him finish the play first. Then you go back and review it. He was not out of bounds. But to me, I would let Luke Getsy some bail from that. I thought it was a very good game plan. I like what I think it was I forgot who said it. I think it was DeMarcus Walker. Somebody said the Flus came into halftime like, look, defense and offense, let's keep our foot on the gas. He was like, I'm calling defensive plays. I'm going to keep my foot on the gas. Offense, y'all keep y'all foot on the gas. It was something that we saw. And I just thought it was a great win. We weren't able to get into the locker room because the way that, like I said, it's a terrible stadium. Like, there's like 3 entrances to the locker room. And it's like a small locker room, and the Bears been there celebrating. And they really didn't let any of us in. Like, it was certain media who got in. I was outside. It was me, Herb, Pav, Brad Bates, Courtney Cronin, Jason Leisure, Pat Finley, whole bunch of. We couldn't get in that motherfucker. So we didn't know exactly what was happening in the locker room, but just a good win for the Bears. I don't know how this is going to lead for the rest of the season, but I think this is just something you need to build for, and just morale-wise, I think it's going to help.
Yeah, no, my thoughts is I'm tired of the Bears Bears fans saying, you know what, we just need to draft so-and-so and it's going to all be good. Well, there's this new quarterback that's here and we can't wait. He's going to be the guy. That's because we got the pieces. I'm tired of that. You know what I mean? I'm tired of that feeling. I'm tired of that hopelessness. And this game went a short way towards me feeling like I don't have to feel that way. What infuriates me is what took so long for that to happen. What took so long for Luke Getsy to realize, okay, not only is Justin Fields uber athletic, Justin Fields can throw the ball. And so if I tailor my offense to his skills, if I either simplify or make the game, give him more options, whatever I need to do to make it easier for him, why wasn't he doing that? And that's the only frustrating part about that game, because I truly wish – I'm frustrated part about the game. I truly wish that the game was called the way it is now. That being said, it was fun to see. I really love the heart that Khalil Herbert showed. I mean, just some tough running. He looked like a feature back, though I realize in today's NFL there's not really such thing as a feature back, and you understand. You don't really want a feature back when running backs get hurt a lot more than their other skill player positions, so I get that. That being said, he looked really good. Roshan and his relief looked good. With the second half, it's hard to really have a pass-only option at one point for them. Kari Blasingame, who is a fullback, had to run, and I think it was Kevin Fishbane who said this was the most carries he's had this entire career.
That was Kevin.
He doubled his career carries in one game. I'm like, that's because you don't have a running game, and you don't want to pull what the Colts were doing Anthony Richardson, where you're running him too much and he gets injured. Even with the Ravens, if you look at Lamar Jackson's career stats, his attempts are going down per year with his rushing, because you want them to last longer. So I'll give him a break for that. That being said, I would not be shocked if it happened again, where not the running backs get injured, but where they struggle to put up points in the second half, because they are prone to doing some nonsense. But no, it was just a good game. Justin looks the best he's ever looked in his career. I feel like he's right back at the shoe. I feel like he's throwing to Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. I mean, it was just phenomenal, and I really think this should be a stepping off point for Justin Fields. It's like if you're getting ready to dive into the pool of success of maturing as a player, this is that jumping off point where you say, okay, now it's time for you to be better. Now it's time for you to continue and be consistent. And his poise in the pocket is probably the thing that I'm most excited about. Because when he's in there, it just looks like he's going through his reads calmly. He's getting to where he needs to go calmly. So, my hope for him is that it continues. I'm not off the Bears should draft a quarterback train just yet, because I'm going to be realistic with myself and know that this is the Chicago Bears. And because of the Chicago Bears, I don't let a few games misconstrue what the reality is. That being said, Justin Fields is number 2 in passing touchdowns right now. Kirk overtook him and Josh Allen, but he's number 2, not far behind them in yards. It's time to do that. If the Bears manage to still drop 30 a game offensively, but still lose some games, but they look efficient, I think that's a great sign. Of course, it's not where you want to be winning games, but that lets you know, okay, when we get this pick from the Carolina, because they're going to be the worst team in the league
by far.
When you get this pick, you need to, even if you don't want to draft Super Marv, you need to get yourself some defensive players. You need to get somebody who can make it easier on the offense. So,
man, pay them niggas in free agency. Go get Super Marv.
Man, I don't know.
Niggas, spend money on the trenches in free agency, man.
I do not. The most important in football, most important positions in football, which I'm so glad. I was thinking about this today. The most important positions aren't the skill players. The most important positions are either the quarterback, and if it ain't the quarterback, it's the lineman.
It's the nigga that chase. I'm not disagreeing with that, but if Super Marv, you get that nigga if he's there.
I don't know.
You get that. I don't even think it's a conversation.
I think it's very much a conversation. It's quite a few incredible interior linemen. Why would it not be a conversation?
No, I'm saying you're gonna have 2 first-round picks. Like the Bears,
if the Bears continue to play offensively, they ain't gonna be top 10.
They have to win some games to be top 10. I don't think they're gonna win many games. I think they're gonna score points. I think defensively they're gonna be giving up shit. That's why I don't think they're gonna win that many games. I think if everything goes absolutely right, they'll probably win 5. That to me is what I think.
That's illogical.
What do you mean?
If everything goes absolutely right, they'd win out.
You know what the fuck I mean, man. You ain't got to be 100%.
Russell Wilson sucks.
I mean, if the defense can play middle road, I think they'll win 4 more. I think this defense is gonna stop them from doing anything that'll kick them out of the top 10. I think in order for you to get top 10, you're gonna have more than 5 wins. And this is a very deep edge draft. So I think that if you get Carolina, I believe, is going to be the worst team in the NFL. As we see today, even though the Bengals won, the Cardinals ain't no hoes. They gonna stumble into a couple more wins.
Which makes me wonder about them. You seem to have a solid team outside of QB, and even Dobbs is playing well.
And can I say something about Kyler? We talked about this, and I'm not gonna hold you group chat.
Fraud.
Look, that's not even that. I wouldn't give up on Kyler Murray. Like honestly, no. I wouldn't get. I've been watching a lot of Caleb. I stayed up that whole dumbass game last night. They won. I was not impressed.
No.
But what I saw from Caleb last night.
And then if you have a team right now that I think they're full of talent offensively and defensively, you're going to have to wait 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
You want to do that?
Exactly. Just roll with Kyler.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what my thoughts about Justin, too. I want him to be good. Because if he's good, the window opens up immediately. If it's not, you got to give Caleb 2 years. Do you want to wait 2 years?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is the thing, too. I think, you said the perfect thing. No, they shouldn't be out of the quarterback hunt yet. No, Justin has to do this the rest of the fucking season. Yeah. Obviously, I'm not saying 4 touchdowns a week. That's asinine.
If he did that, that's just ridiculous. He's an MVP candidate.
Yeah, exactly. But he has to play like this the rest of the season. He plays like this the rest of the season. Fuck Caleb Williams. And then to me, shout out Mike. He said something good. The Bears don't have to pay that nigga right now. Yes, they have a 5th-year option coming up, but that's what the franchise tag is for. You know what I'm saying? You keep around for a little before you decide whether or not we got to pay, buddy. So it's not like something you have to make this decision now. No, if you get if Carolina gets the number 1 pick, and let's say the Bears win 5 games, right? Mm-hmm. I think that's the most they'll be able to win. Let's just say they win 5 games. Let's just say they get the 6th pick or whatever. Yep. If you can get, this is a very deep edge draft. I would take Marvin Harrison. With that, actually, no, I would probably shop the number 1 pick. See if you can get 2nd or 3rd pick. Maybe somebody wants Caleb Williams and you get you like a bounty, and then you go Marv at number 2, some shit like that. And you might have a couple first round picks. Then you go get you one of these edge guys. You know what I'm saying? Because it's such a deep draft. But the thing is, I feel like Ryan Poles made a lot of bad moves. But this trade right here is his magnum opus. And this is why he's probably not going to get fired because of this. Because even if Justin does falter, this is an amazing backup plan. So if Justin falters, okay, he's not our guy. Now we just take Caleb Williams with this Panthers pick. So I feel like it's an amazing fallback plan. And it's an incredibly stupid thing for the Panthers. It was dumb to me when they did it. It's even stupid to me now. Now that I see how Bryce Young is out there with no wide receivers, and you had this guy on your fucking team. And you thought that you were going to compete in that sorry-ass division, which me and you both told Panthers fans that was not going to happen. We was like, the NFC South is bad. They ain't that bad, nigga. And so now you sucking and you have no first-round draft pick. Nothing to help Bryce move forward. So I feel like that's good for him. But Justin, I feel like I don't want to do the Bears thing and say, oh, for sure he's turned the corner. I think he's headed in the right direction. These next 5 games, to me, is as close as you can get to winnable for the rest of the season. You've got this coming Sunday, you've got the Minnesota Vikings, who are same record we are. They are god-awful defensively, and this is a division game. Even though we lost to them both times last year, close games. Even the second game, Justin didn't play. Kirk Cousins did.
Yeah.
Still almost won. You was at that sorry-ass game. You know, that's going to be close right there. So the Bears have an opportunity to win that game. Then you go and you're at home again, you play the Raiders. The Raiders are fucking sorry. Then after that, you come to Los Angeles, play the Chargers. And look, the Chargers have Justin Herbert, but they're not a great team. The Chargers are very much mediocre. You can win that game. There's no home field advantage in SoFi. Why you give a fuck about the Chargers out here? Then you go to New Orleans to play the Saints. So then you got the Panthers. So honestly, you got about the next month and a half, all winnable games.
I'll be honest with you. I think this entire schedule is winnable outside of one team.
The 2 Detroit games.
Yeah.
Detroit going to whoop their ass.
Detroit's going to sweep the Bears. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's not going to
be close.
No, because they look good.
I'm borderline they NFC championship bound on they look like a well-oiled machine. Yeah. Because as I'm looking at the schedule, you're right. So like I said, you got Minnesota.
I mean, right now, you talk, nigga. It's my turn.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
So you got the Vikings, Raiders, Chargers, Saints, Panthers. All winnable games.
Winnable games.
That's going to be the are you going to give the Bears are the Bears going to be the worst team or the Panthers be the worst team?
Yeah.
I'm going to say worst off. And the Lions, that's a loss. Vikings, I'll probably call it a loss too. But
I don't know, man.
I mean, if the Bears win Sunday, and then they go to Minnesota, I can see the Bears losing that.
The Vikings are bad.
Then the Lions are going to lose that. The Browns, I don't know. Probably, it's still winnable, I think. The Cardinals, once again, the Cardinals play tough.
Yeah.
Falcons, I don't know who the Falcons are at this point. I don't know. Ritter had the best game of his life. Can he replicate that? As of right now, I'd say no. And then the Packers.
Well, Ritter play like God at home. On the road, that nigga's very shaky.
He looked incredible. And then against the Packers, which will Joe decide will he be going to that game?
I don't want to hear nothing about the Packers till we beat them niggas. I don't want to hear no rah-rah shit from Bears fans until you beat them niggas consistently. I don't want to hear shit about the Green Bay Packers. So you're right. Up until every game up to November 9th, you should be a favorite.
Yeah.
I don't know about favorite. Favorite's favorite stretch.
You
but
should
you should have a chance to win. Yeah, winnable game. And that's the opportunity for you to turn this season around. You know what I'm saying? And that I feel like is what the team is looking at. And I want to say this too. Another thing that stood out to me about Monday, the offensive line. We all talking about the offensive line is bad. It's because niggas was hurt. Tevin Jenkins, when healthy, is really, really fucking good. Yes, I know I'm on team. We should have drafted Jalen Carter. Having said all that, Darnell Wright is a fucking monster. He be moving fucking furniture. He has been great. He has been, and this is a defensive line in Washington that's been really good. They're like top 5 in sacks, and he was throwing niggas out the club. He was great. Nate Davis, for all the shit that Bears fans have given him, has been really good. So
yeah, he had a bad first game, but I thought he improved tremendously.
The biggest issue is Lucas Patrick being hurt, and Cody Whitehair is a terrible center. Them high-ass snaps. consistently. That's something they got to fix. But the offensive line being healthy is going to help a lot. So I feel like there's things they can build on. And there was something that Eberflus said on Friday. I didn't see the press conference because I was flying, but I seen quotes from it that he said that they're looking for maybe like a veteran to come in mid-season to help coach the defense.
Yeah.
You know, you could tell, like, I will say that it's been more, I'll give the Bears defense this, considering what their actual personnel is on the field. I think they played pretty solid on Thursday. This is a team in Washington who's been putting up 30 almost every week. They just dropped 31 points on a very good defense in Philadelphia a couple days before. Yeah. I think they had like three or four sacks of Sam Howell, had an interception, had a fumble.
Yeah.
They played a good game.
5 sacks, didn't they?
5, I think it was 5. It was decent.
Because the Bears had 5 all year, and then ended up having their total. I want to be sure. Don't want to jump the gun.
Yannick Ngakoue, worth the money.
I called that his first game. I said he looks good.
Yeah, worth the money. If you point out anybody worth the money, and also too, the thing about
Yannick Ngakoue, Marcus Walker, Greg Stroman, T.J. Edwards. So the people you signed.
How many sacks? That was 5 sacks.
5 sacks.
5 sacks, interception, a fumble.
5 sacks, 11 QB hits, 5 pass deflections, just 6 tackles for loss. Yeah, man.
Yeah, and it's like, so like this thing's a bit, and also the secondary's been hurt, man. And that's another thing too. Like Jalen Johnson said that he will be back on Sunday against the Vikings. Now we don't know about Eddie Jackson. Eddie Jackson's not practiced. It's the same foot he injured at MetLife Stadium last week, so that might take a little longer. But who knows? He might be back. How many games? Kyler Gordon got injured week 1, right? It was week 2.
I want to say week 1.
I think it was week 1. So he should be ready to go after the Vikings game. So you're going to slowly start to get your secondary back. And we can over here talk about, what Tremaine Edmonds and T.J. Edwards ain't been doing this. There's only so much your linebackers can do if the secondary ain't shit and the pass rush ain't shit. So I think we need to like pump the brakes on that. So all I'm saying about this for Bears fans, I'm not saying that there's reason to have optimism, stuff like that, but there are things here that you can build upon, man. So next question I had, man, Darnell Mooney. Are you concerned about Darnell Mooney? Like, do you feel like Darnell Mooney is being either phased out of the offense? Maybe he's not being as good as he is before because he's not the number 1 option. We brought up the Super Marv thing. If the Bears do draft Super Marv, and then you got him and I think he'll be a free agent, right?
This is his, yeah.
He'll be a free agent. You will probably let him walk and see what you got in Tyler Scott.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Even if he was under contract, I'd say trade him because I think Darnell Mooney is a fine player, and I think he's someone's number 2. I realized how big of a talent gap there is between DJ Moore and him. I knew because Justin trusts Darnell Mooney. And Justin has put the ball in positions where only Darnell could catch it. He did it all game last game, too. Yeah, if I'm mistaken, Darnell missed 2 passes that were like
he did.
Golden passes. I'm like, you should have caught that. Like one,
he missed a touchdown, too.
Like one, he stopped in his tracks. I said, ooh, that's a good ball.
Yeah.
Whereas
the touchdown.
DJ Moore did the exact opposite. On just a quick comeback route, Justin throws it to him, high points it. Because I don't know if he knew. I wish I was there to ask him, like, Justin, did you think that corner was going to try to jump the route? Because if a corner is going to jump a comeback route, the best thing you can do is probably throw it and high point it. Because trying to throw it to that outside shoulder is just extremely difficult unless you're a left-handed QB. Unless you're Tua throwing to the left, you don't want to throw that direction because they're going to get it. So high pointing that pass and making sure that he couldn't just, that was one thing I used to see all the time with the Legion of Boom is that Richard Sherman loved to just jump those little comeback routes because it's hard to get to that side of the person's body. Hard to throw a pass to the side of that person's body. So to see him high pointed, and then of course DJ being DJ and getting a touchdown, and then when Justin scrambles, hits DJ right in that nice little pocket in between the safety and the corner, beautiful. When you see DJ on a one-on-one on the outside, and you put it where only he can catch it, then I had to realize DJ was counted with 2 feet down because what was the reason? I think it was last week or the week before. Is it because he hit the pylon?
Yeah, because his foot hit the pylon.
Was that last week? It was the week before last, right?
No, that was the Denver game.
Yeah, so like seeing those things, it's because his foot hits the pylon. Those type of throws like are the reason that you get this person. And Darnell, for as solid as he is, he's not that. He's not that. But I do think he would be fine on another team. I don't know what the receiving situation for the Cowboys is, but hey, man, sign you with Darnell Mooney in the all season. He'll do fantastic with you because I think he's a solidly handed receiver. He's a good route runner, and they could use him because if the Bears do get, though I still want defensive linemen, you would probably be the worst GM if you didn't pick Super Marv. So you get Super Marv.
GM ever, nigga.
Not only do you have a deep threat in Marv, you got a jump ball threat in Marv.
You
have two complete receivers as the 1 and 2. And though Cole Kmet isn't the greatest tight end, Cole Kmet gets touchdowns for some odd reason. And he gets open with Justin. And it's funny because that the same play where Justin got picked off at the end of the Denver game.
He scored a touchdown on.
I saw Cole Kmet. No, not that one.
Yeah.
It was in the middle of the field, not a touchdown. He was up probably at the 40.
That's the one where he waited a little bit. Yeah,
he shifted to his left, and I was like, it's a little bit there, but he started to make those football moves. So, I mean, you get rid of Darnell Mooney for Super Marv, absolutely, and then you'll have a Buckeye 1 and 2. So and then if the Bears still be trash, they'll probably, if they're still trash, because right now, who do you have competing for them as the weakest team in the league? The Panthers, which the Bears will have that pick. The Broncos, the Cardinals won 2 games, right?
Cardinals won 2 games, yeah.
So Raiders,
yeah, but all these niggas are gonna stumble into some games. I don't see a win on Carolina's schedule.
They look bad. Remember we said, what did we say?
Yeah,
them niggas gonna be worse too. Y'all tripping. Y'all ain't winning that. That was it. Tensai on Twitter. He was like, the Bears haven't picked somebody good in eons. I'm like, okay. So it's guy used to say back-to-back world champs will be back.
And like the Lou Young voice. Okay. So, he said, I mean, I say this too, man. Like the thing to me is like what I'm looking for the rest of the season is what the offense is going to look like. And now that we know that Khalil Herbert is out for the next couple of weeks, Roschon Johnson should be back to play because he's not in concussion protocol. I know that for a fact. He's not in concussion protocol. Okay. He got knocked a little bit on his ass because he be playing CT ball. Like that nigga got body slammed. But he should be ready to go with the 10-day break. He should be ready to go. I'm pretty sure Donta Foreman's gonna be activated, and then you'll have those two as your running backs.
Travis Homer, right?
He's hurt too. He has a hamstring. So those probably going to be the 2 primary backs, man. Let's move on to a guy who we were both wrong about. Chase Claypool. After the comments of saying that he wasn't being used right. And by the way, I don't feel like he was wrong. I don't feel like he's being used right. Having said all that, the problem with Chase Claypool is he's lazy as fuck. That's the issue. It's not a matter of talent. He's lazy as fuck. Yes, is he more talented? Is he a better wide receiver than Equinemius St. Brown? By far. But Equinemius St. Brown does little things to keep your ass on the football field, things that Chase Claypool doesn't do, nor he actually wants to do. So the Bears traded him on Friday to Miami they traded him in a 2025 7th round pick to the Dolphins for Miami's 2025 6th round pick. Now, considering the Bears gave that 2nd round pick, which ended up being Joey Porter Jr., who had an amazing interception off a BLT thrown by Lamar Jackson in the end zone today. At that point, if you're the Bears, you just got something for him, and that's one of the many L's in Ryan Poles' arsenal right now.
Yeah.
What do you feel about the Claypool thing, and do you think that he'll be able to thrive a little bit in Miami and Mike McDaniel's system?
No. He doesn't make sense in that system at all. I'll be just straight up honest with you. He does not make sense. He's not fast. He's not a great route runner. I don't know what they see, but whatever. Maybe they just want somebody to be a jump ball catcher. I mean, Jalen Waddle can get up there, but Jalen Waddle's not tall. So yeah. I don't know what their goal is. He just does not seem to fit us. Like I said on Twitter, their offense is get your fast niggas in space and get out there. All of them dudes run like 4.3s, 4.4s. So I don't particularly understand it. Chase Claypool, I don't know his work ethic because, I've seen him with training camp, but that's not really enough to say it, to make an opinion on the person as a player. But I don't think he's that good. I just think that's the basis of it. His first year with Pittsburgh, I think he had 800 yards, 8 TDs or something. Was that Roethlisberger who threw with them?
Yeah, that was Roethlisberger. That was Roethlisberger's last year.
And I guess it's a testament to Roethlisberger being a Hall of Fame QB, even though he belongs in jail, is he got the ball to him. That's all I can think because I just did not see it. Nothing impressed me with him. But Ryan Poles lost a trade, absolutely. And the people who said it was bad, they were right from the gun. Be like, no, man, it's just a second round. We realized, you could have used that one. So I'll take the L for that. But all you can do right now, you get you a sixth round pick or seventh, whatever. You lost it, that's fine. But you get you a 6th round pick and you move on forward from that, though. End of the day, it worked out because you got DJ Moore.
Yeah, actually, neither one of us should take the L. You know why neither one of us should take the L? Because we're not the goddamn GM of the Chicago Bears. That nigga should take the L. We were just wrong in our assessment of the trade. I think you hit the nail on the head on that, man. At this point, the Bears got something for him, but there's no coincidence that the Steelers won, I think, like 4 or 5 in a row, or like 4 of 7 last year after they traded Chase Claypool to us. The Bears, honestly, the thing that's going to really piss me off with the Bears winning one of these next couple games, they should have really beat Denver. Seeing the Jets officially won the game 31-21, there's no way that the Bears should have let their foot off that gas.
The Jets.
The fucking Jets. And by the way, shout out to the Jets for winning that, man, because I didn't like Sean Payton talking all that shit about Nathaniel Hackett, man, especially when he go out there and they playing just as ass as they was last year. So shout out to the Jets for standing up for their coach and winning that game for him, man. Kevin James and Sean Payton.
Jets are insane for that.
The Jets tweet that out?
This is the Jets, brother.
Wow. That's funny as shit. Shout out to the social media director of the Jets, man. But as we wrap this podcast up, man, let's get into a little short preview of Sunday. The Vikings have officially lost 27-20. As you hear my brother's dog barking in the background.
Sorry, that's funny.
Somebody must be coming over. So it's 27-20. The Chiefs won. Travis Kelce definitely probably will not be playing next week. He's playing on full adrenaline.
First off, the ref be doing some crazy stuff with the Chiefs. The cornerback was called for a pass interference. It wasn't a pass interference. Took his head off in front of the ref, and the ref said, "Just put your helmet back on." I'm like, that's a penalty. That's a penalty. I'm like, I would be upset, highly pissed. I'm like, that is a penalty. That is an unsportsmanlike conduct. The only time you can do that is during a timeout or during the end of a quarter. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen a ref do. Sorry. I hate bad.
Well, that's what happened when they do that with the champions. But the Vikings have the same record as the Bears, so they'll be coming to Soldier Field on Sunday. Joe will be at that game. Joe will be doing the next couple games because I am back in
next beautiful. When Scott gets the LA Chargers game.
Yeah, I'm back in beautiful Los Angeles, California right now. So Joe be doing the Raiders and the Vikings game. I'll be holding it down here so far when the Chargers and the Bears play, and then I'll be back for the rest of the season, starting on the Panthers Thursday night football game, because we will not be going to New Orleans. So shout out Thursday night football. Shout out to my good and personal friend Taylor Rook. Shout out to you. They were finally able to link up with her on Thursday, man. Shout out to everybody at Amazon Thursday night football. But what are your thoughts going into this game? As we have just seen it, the Vikings are a fucking mess. What do you think about the Bears heading into this game?
I will say that I still don't think the Vikings are as bad as they've played. I really don't. I will say they have played some, like the Buccaneers game. The Buccaneers are middle of the pack. The Eagles are just probably one of the best teams in the league. The Chargers, they should have lost that game, and you beat the Panthers, of course. And you lost to the Chiefs. I don't think they're as bad as they play. I don't think they're as bad as they look now. I think their record doesn't represent who they are fully as a team. So I would not be shocked if they beat the Bears. I'm at a show and prove stage with the Bears. As I've said, I wanted to do this for years. You got to show me, and I never do. I get hopeful. Not anymore. I'm at a show and prove. So right now I would pick the Vikings to win. In addition to that, I'm at the I don't care what the name says on the jersey, just play well. And so, if the Bears were to sign someone to be the defensive coach or veteran to help coach defensively, I don't care who it is, as long as the Bears are doing good. It's not really about the name. It's about the committee of the people that you have. So I would still probably pick the Vikings to win. I think the biggest worry is their running game is just not good.
That's what happens. We let a 1,000-yard rusher just walk out the door for nothing.
It didn't make any sense. You didn't have to let him go. Because he's not even getting really tick with the Jets because Breece Hall is good.
Breece Hall is amazing.
So it's like it was really the stupidest thing you could have done. Like, yeah, you may have to pay him a little bit, but I think they see things like, for instance, Moss and Jonathan Taylor. Taylor came back today. Moss had a great game. Yeah, but Moss doesn't regularly do that. He had a great game. Taylor didn't get enough tick because he hasn't played anything. But sign the people who are good. Yes, their value will be different than it was in the 90s, but still sign them. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid. Football is a risk by nature. So the running game isn't good. I don't think Justin had a hard time. I don't know if he's injured because I saw him sitting out on that last play.
His back hurts from carrying these weak ass niggas.
So, yeah, defensively they're not good. So that'll probably be the biggest thing. If the Bears are playing as well as they do offensively, I can see a shootout, 30-30. But I'll still probably pick the Vikings to win. The Bears do win, then it's some consideration into what can they do to try and turn their season around. But the realistic thing is, if you want to go to the playoffs, you got to win 10 games. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think you need 10 to get in the NFC?
I mean, I don't know.
9 might swing it.
I don't know if there is a what you call like a playoff picture this early, or I have to see everybody's stats. But as of right now, the Chiefs would that's the Chiefs. Chiefs, Dolphins.
That's the AFC, brother.
I know. No, I'm looking. The Chiefs, Dolphins will be 1 and 2. The Eagles and the Niners will be running to 1 and 2. I mean, you have on the bubble right now are I don't know. The first 6 spots in the NFC are 3-1 or 4-1 or undefeated. So I don't know.
Because it's 3 division winners, right? No, it's 4 division winners and 3 wild cards. So the division winners right now would be Philly, it would be San Francisco, it would be Detroit, and it would be Tampa. Tampa would be your 4, and then you'd have Seattle, Dallas. That 6th spot is up for grabs.
I don't know about that.
6 and 7 up for grabs. Seattle, Dallas. Then you're competing with Atlanta, New Orleans, Packers,
who all
Rams.
look better than the Bears.
I'm not saying that they don't look better, but neither one.
On top of that, they 3-2, 2-2, like that. They have a head start, which is why
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying that neither one of them are just gonna go on like runs where the Bears won't be statistically in it if the Bears win some more games, is what I'm saying.
I got you.
That's all I'm saying. So, but in order for it to even get that, for the next 6, you got to at least win 3 to 4 for that to even be a possibility. And I think we're a long way from that.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. It's tough for the Bears. I still think because Philly and San Fran are going to win 10+ games. So is Detroit. Tampa Bay will probably get to 10. Seattle, I don't know. Dallas will get to 10. Atlanta, maybe not. I think the 7th is probably the one that's up for grabs at the most because I think Dallas is fine. I mean, you look at the top 6 and they're 3-1 or better.
Did you say you got Atlanta win 10?
No, I said Atlanta. I don't know.
Oh.
I said Dallas. I have.
Yeah, Dallas 10. Would win 10 for sure. I mean,
right now the NFC is in better shape than the AFC. I mean, there are only 2 teams in the AFC with less than 1 loss, whereas the NFC there are 6 teams with less than 1 loss, 2 who are completely undefeated. So NFC is looking like more of a barn burner than it is for the AFC. So I think the Bears the Bears have to play almost perfect football.
They have to have a great October. They have to have a great October.
And I don't want them to have that because I want them to get top picks.
That's what Carolina's for.
Yeah, they're going to be terrible. They're going to lose out because, matter of fact, while we're here, let's look at the Panther schedule.
Why you look at the Panther schedule? I want to say this. I don't want to tank. I don't want to tank.
I'm not looking into a tank. Let's see. Dolphins. Ooh,
lost.
Oh. Texans. They're going to lose. Colts.
They're going to lose that. Yeah. Lost.
Bears. Who knows?
Colts is a toss up depending on if Anthony Richardson's shoulders cooked.
True. Cowboys.
But then again, Minshew could beat them niggas too.
True. Cowboys, it's a loss.
Yeah.
Titans, 2 teams who want to be bad. Who knows?
Yeah, Titans can still beat them niggas.
Buccaneers, that's a loss.
That's a loss.
Saints,
that's a loss. Saints beat them niggas.
Falcons, that's a loss.
That's a loss.
Packers, that's a loss.
That's a loss.
Jaguars, that's getting smoked. Buccaneers, it's a loss. So they're gonna lose the majority of these games.
And you said the Bears too, right? The Bears is the toss up.
The Bears is the only toss up unless Ant Richardson doesn't play. But the Colts still look good with Minshew in there. So that's true. I would love for the Bears to have 2 top 10 picks. But you're right. I would too. You're right.
I'd rather have wins than top 10 picks.
You get that the Bears won, and it's like I don't want to go back to the other feeling. So I feel you.
Fuck that. I want wins.
But do you also want to middle the road?
Progression. I don't care. This is why I don't care. not to cut you off. This is why I don't care, because the Bears have money. Okay.
True.
The Bears have money. Spend money on what you need in free agency. Ryan Poles was penny pinching this offseason. Them niggas got bread next offseason.
Yeah.
So whatever Poles you got, there. You go get you Super Marv with that Carolina pick and win games. Because the Bears both of us said 7 wins. I don't think 7 is gonna happen. They would have to go on a heater to win 7. If they can get 5 or 6, Justin's playing well, and you were competitive even the games you lost. Now you add Super Marv to that, and now Poles can go out there and spend money because he know he's got his quarterback. You're in a good fucking position. I like Detroit, but guess what? Detroit's gonna have to pay Jared Goff soon, and we don't know if they want to really do that yet. And I know we still got to beat Green Bay, so I'm not gonna talk shit about Green Bay. But I am not worried about fucking Jordan Love. I'm not. So that's why I would rather see wins and quarterback development. If they lose and we get 2 top 10 picks, amazing. But as a fan, as a media member, I'm rooting for them to win and for Justin to play well.
Yeah. I just think because I think the Bears need to get some interior linemen in the draft because
for sure.
The free agent tracker right now, the best available is Chris Jones.
There's always trades, my boy.
Leonard Williams, but he's an edge rusher. DJ Reader from Cincinnati, Fletcher Cox. I doubt Fletcher Cox goes anywhere. So
always trades, my boy.
Yeah, but you don't really have any trade value to trade with. Like,
one thing about the NFL, when there's a will, there's a way.
For sure, but you just don't have a lot to trade with, unless one of these teams like the Bears get a top 10 pick, Justin plays well, and they want to trade that away for some value, which plenty of teams would do. Plenty of teams would trade away that top defensive lineman if they can get some value, especially if it's a quarterback for him. Because the top quarterback picks will probably be Caleb Williams in May from North Carolina. We'll see.
I'm with you, man. My personal thoughts on Sunday is I think the Bears got a chance. Now,
of course, the Bears have a chance with every game except the Lions. The Lions, I can't see it.
Every game this year, except for the 2 Detroit Lions games, I believe the Bears have a chance to win the football game. But I'm gonna echo my man Herb Howard. Until I see it, I'm not picking. I'm picking the Vikings on Sunday. But the Bears have a shot. They have, for me to believe that they're gonna make a turnaround this season, I need a 4-1 record over these next 5 games. That's what I need to see. That's pretty much what I'm looking at. But I will say the season got more interesting, and I think that's what we were hoping. But I know the fans hoping for that, obviously. But when you're a media member and you got to actually go to these games, you got to travel to these cities, you would actually like to see some fucking wins when you do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to see, man. So I feel like Thursday was a great time. Shout out to DC. I fuck with DC. One of my favorite cities already. The DMV area is really weird. And I understand why they call it the DMV now, because you make one left turn, you in DC. You make a right turn, you in Maryland. You make another turn, nigga, you in Virginia. Like, it's literally that fucking close. It's the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. How you can have 3 states and, like, they're that fucking close together. Like, the airport that I was at to come home was like an hour and a half away from where my hotel was. It was in the middle of Virginia. So I'm in Virginia, nigga. It says Washington. We was in Virginia. And I was, oh shit, nigga. Let me put clips on my Instagram. But I fuck with DC. It's a fun city. But I had a good time out there, man. But I'm glad the Bears won. So we were able to talk about a victory. We didn't have to be depressed on here. And you know what I'm saying? I will say that it's gonna be interesting the rest of the season. It's a lot of 1-4 teams, a lot of 1-3 teams. Bears fans, just take it one week at a time. I don't believe the season is over yet.
A lot of Bears storylines. You got Justin Fields progressing. You have the defensive line continue to step up? Will the offensive line continue to be consistent? And what will the Bears secondary do with so many injuries? What will the running back room do with so many injuries? There are a lot of storylines going into the Bears to this next Sunday. And then when is the bye week?
The bye week is not till week 13, I think. They got a late bye week. But actually, after the Panthers game, you have another mini bye like right now, because it's a Thursday night football game. So
yeah.
So yeah, man. Is there anything you had to say before we get up out of here?
No, sir.
For anybody who's listening to this on Patreon on today, as they recorded Sunday, October 8th, I'm not going to hold you. Be back tomorrow. I had to travel there on Friday, but we'll be back to our 2-show schedule this week. We'll be breaking down in local hour, a full breakdown of everything that's been going on with the Bears. Be me Mikey, J.R. Bang. No Dante tomorrow because he'll be covering game 2 of the Braves Philly series. So it'll just be us 3 doing that. In the first hour, in the national hour, we break down everything NFL Week 5, and we will be talking about this week's baseball playoff action too. So tune into that. You know to follow us on Twitter at BarberChairScott, at FlowsAndolini, at BarbersChairNet on Twitter and IG. Subscribe to the Patreon, patreon.com/BarbersChairNetwork. Follow 79th Halas, 79th and Halas on Twitter and Instagram. And we about here, man. We'll holler at y'all next week.
79th Halas, what it is, what it do. Since Bobby Ingram, Curtis Ennis, know that we been loyal even when we wasn't winning.